Hello and welcome to my new project. I was inspired to make this one from holidays when I was a child in Tenerife. All the touristy shops there used to sell these little corded bracelets and they'd come with one dangle charm. You could then purchase individual charms, all decorated differently, that you could just add onto your bracelet. The charms look just like this. To me, they look like little people with little legs dangling. So I wanted to recreate this, but using Czech glass. It's one of my favourites. So here's a step-by-step process, how I designed it and how I made it. I'm using Czech glass throughout, even those little seed beads, they're Czech glass. The dangle parts I got through Amazon. And the other beads I did, except for, I think they're known as hurricane glass beads. They were from the Bohem style box, February 2026, which I'd left over. And then those little melon beads, there's just two of them. I had them from last month's Bohem style box left over. So I'm also using 0.5mm waxed thread. I think it's called Greenery. And this is a design I'm going to go with, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is do a simple overhand knot to attach the thread to the toggle I've got. I'm using my needle nose tweezers as I usually do because it helps me do the knot, otherwise it all goes skew with. If you put the tweezers inside the knot where you want the knot to land and then just pull the thread, you can get your knot very close to your toggle. Just like this. And then simply pull out your tweezers and using your tweezers then push down the knot and it'll tighten it up. And it should look something like this. Now I've loaded about an inch worth of seed beads. I think it was about 15, but I'm not sure of the size of them. And now I'm just going to simply follow my design that I'd laid out on my mat and pull down the first set of Czech glass beads. And I'm going to knot after this first set of 3 using my needle nose tweezers again. So I've tightened the knot with my tweezers again. I'm going to add one of my focal beads. I'm calling the dangle beads my focal beads. And after this one, I'm going to knot again. So every time I add one of these, I'm going to knot before it and after it. Again, using my tweezers makes it much easier. And then I'll tighten it up and it'll look like this. Then I'm just going to carry on following my pattern. So I'm knotting after every 3 of this pattern and after the focal beads. And as I come a bit closer towards my first dangle of 1, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do and how I'm going to attach it. So here I am now, ready to attach my first dangle, which is just 1 focal bead. And I'm going to load on 4 seed beads and then I'm going to separate them in the middle because that's where I'm going to get another piece of thread and knot it just in that middle part there, just like this. So just a simple knot. I've used about a 6-inch length of thread. Then I've actually used my big eyed needle to get that those 2 threads through my focal bead. It was a tight fit. Then as soon as that's put on and pushed towards the top, I've then knotted it again underneath. And I always like the boho style. So I'm going to put on 3 seed beads on each of those threads, leave a little gap, and then I'm going to knot it on both sides. Then using my tweezers, I am just going to fray then the edges after the bottom knot. Then I've knotted straight after the seed beads, added my next 3 beads, and then I'm going to do another knot again. Now for the next dangle, this time 2 focal beads. I've added the 4 seed beads again. I'm going to follow the same process, splitting them, doing a knot by attaching a new thread, using a big-eyed needle and putting on the first focal bead. And I'm going to knot that again and then add the second focal bead. So then it'll look something like this, and I'm going to knot at the bottom of that and add 3 seed beads either side of the thread, and then again just using my tweezers, fraying the edge after I've done the knot after the seed beads. And this is what it looks like so far. So now I'm adding an extra large bead, so I'm going to knot either side of that. Then I'm going to do a hurricane glass bead and knot after that one. And now we're on the very central focal, which was 3 beads. And again, just following the process that I've done before, and then just mirror the side you've already done, using the rest of the beads to finish off the necklace on the other side. Now I've mirrored the other side and loaded on all my beads. I've got a clamshell and a lobster clasp. I opened the clamshell a little wider. It's much easier to do your knot inside of it. I think I managed to do a triple knot on it. There's a close-up. It does fit in the clamshell. So then I just trim off the spare thread and dab a bit of glue on the knot. Once it's dry, close it up gently using your pliers. Then I'm attaching the lobster clasp with a jump ring through the clamshell. And now to the other side, I've got a little bit of spare thread, so I'm just going to add a few beads to it and then knot it at the end, so it just decorates it a little bit. And here it is. Please excuse my shaky recording. I forgot to say, I think I actually used 36 inches of the thread, and there was more than enough. Well, thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it, and hopefully see you in the next video. Bye.